you know, in his discussions with Judith Butler and Ernesto Lacan, for example, there are interminable discussions of Kantian formalism. Now, I'm not a philosopher, and I don't really care that much about Kantian formalism, to be quite honest. And I often wonder how many people read all the way through this. I'm not sure either. And I'm sure a lot of people find it boring. But, you know, it's got to do with the ability to promote, hasn't it? And again, we come back to the point that Cyril rose earlier about a sort of global academic in a sort of postmodern world. Is this ability to promote himself and be promoted, despite, you know, the fact that it's actually not that, sometimes might be very, very boring to people. I mean, I'm not sure how popular, for example, he's editing at the moment, he's editing a new series of pamphlets for Verso called Revolutions. And this is, you know, looking at things from the French Revolution, the Russian Revolution, the Chinese Cultural Revolution. I mean, well, I'm not sure how many people are going to go out and buy these things, or how useful actually that is in terms of political strategy. It's a very strange phenomenon. It's a very interesting phenomenon, but I think at the same time we've got to think it is very, very strange. You know, he's edited, you know, he's edited a series of collections on Lenin recently, for example. You know, again, very, and yet at the same time he's popular.
Any questions so far? May I have a very final question? This, basically, I want to ask, on the perspective of Lacan theorists or theoretical Lacanian, if Zizek is only one version of Lacanian psychoanalysis theory, and Jacques Allen Miller another version, can you comment for your personal vision of the future of Lacanian psychoanalysis? Because I'm asking that because if next time we are going to arrange the same event, for this time I have arranged a theoretical and clinical psychoanalysis. I'm wondering, next time I may have to work on a popular and theoretical and clinical psychoanalysis. You understand my question?
Yes. I'm not sure I have a vision. Vision is a strange thing to ask someone about psychoanalysis. I'm not a psychoanalyst. It seems to me that there are some crucial things that Lacanian psychoanalysis sort of offers us today. This has got to be around the notions of the divine subject, the subject of lack, that our desire cannot be fulfilled, that it will always be frustrated, that we must learn to live with the failure of that desire and the failure of our relationships. Okay? It's fundamentally about lack, about failure, about frustration. Okay? This is what we have to. I think one of the things that Zizek talks about very, very well and very nicely is the pervasiveness of certain you know, sort of Anglo-American, I suppose it's a capitalist ideologies, sort of feel-good ideologies, that we can in a sense have it all. We can have work, we can have good relationships, we can have a perfect partner, we can live in a sort of harmonious environment. Now what psychoanalysis, Lacanian psychoanalysis offers to us is at the level of the subject, but also at the level of the social, that, you know, there will always be a structural antagonism there. Society, we cannot do away with conflicts in society. We've got to learn to live with conflicts in society and work through them. Yeah? And this idea that actually I mentioned earlier about the rise of neo-nationalism in the Balkans, the region where I now live. The idea, okay, now, if we can get out of this federation and form a nation state, which we can then ethnically purify, everything will be fine. It won't be fine, because you still have the founding moment of that state, the founding moment of society, which is a moment, the eruption of the real, and a moment of conflict, of contradiction, and we have to then live with that. So if psychoanalysis offers us something, it's around that. Right? The value of something like Zizekian take on Lacan, I like his earlier work on the notion of fantasy, the social ideological, what he calls the social ideological fantasy and the sublime object of ideology. And the way in which we have to traverse the fantasy, I think this is where I find Zizek very, very useful. Talking about the way fantasies structure our relations to the social, society itself, what psychoanalysis gives there, and working through those fantasies, okay? Understanding those fantasies. Doesn't mean that they will go away, but if we understand them, we can live with them. If we can understand that frustration, that lack, that antagonism, that our subjectivity in the social is founded upon, we can work with it and we can live with it. Right? And we can do things, but rather than constantly hoping, wishing it away. So for me, what psychoanalysis does is it provides those conceptual ideas which are useful, and this is what it adds to something like tradition of Marxism, because Marxism never had this, and this was always something that was lacking in it. It adds that to it, and it also allows us to analyse the fantasy structures which govern our lives today. Right? And I think we need to analyse those fantasy structures. We need to understand the social ideological fantasy that we live in, if we are to have any kind of social change. And I think we've been talking these last couple of days about the temperature in Hong Kong. Okay, it's the temperature where I live is getting up to 46 degrees, right? Which is pretty much unbearable. If we don't analyse the fantasies which allow us to perpetuate that kind of world, then we're going to be in deep trouble, I think. So psychoanalysis Lacanian psychoanalysis helps us understand that. That's its political value, not some notion of an act that I don't find, or even a recourse back to some kind of proletarian substanceless subject. I don't find these helpful, but I find the notion of analysing the fantasies that govern our lives a very useful tool for proceeding politically, socially. Does that answer your question at all?
Thank you very much.
All right.
Okay. Yes. We are very happy that we're close to the end of our seminar section, which is the public seminar. And afterward, after one day rest, we will have our workshop, 2-day workshop starting from Tuesday to Wednesday. All of you are still welcome, which will be a more private, with casual discussion and reading some of the material. More discussion. Will be stated in Nightfall. Okay. And basically, we will work on the ethic of psychoanalysis, psychotic structure, and Zizek, and also another one is I can't remember because it's on print on leaflet. If you want transference, yes. If you want to come with us, please let us know. And then please also give a big hands to our friends and our guests, Dr. Son Homer and Dr. Eugenia Jogaga. Jogaga is not here. And then we officially close our section now. Thank you very much. Bye.
Thank you.